Hi everybody, it's Monica with American English with Monica. I'm so glad you're here. Today in class, we're talking about the way the American accent talks about time with days and weeks and months and years and other ways we mark time. Now, I teach business English. This is a really important topic if your boss is giving you a project that's due next quarter, or your team is planning an event that's happening the month after next, or they're talking about things in the past. It happened a few days ago, or the week before last. These are all some of the expressions I want to talk about today on this video. If you missed last week's lesson, I encourage you to go back and watch it. I talked about the word this when we add it to a time frame. Specifically, I talked about this weekend. We're talking about the one we're currently in, usually. This week, this weekend, this month. We're talking about the one we're currently in. But it can also refer to the one that just happened in the past, depending on when we're having the conversation. So if you missed that video, for example, we always say this weekend when we're talking about the weekend that just happened when we're having a conversation on Monday. This weekend, I had a party. This weekend, I relaxed. What did you do this weekend? We're asking about the past. But a lot of times when we use this, we're talking about the current time, this month, this year, this summer. We're also sometimes talking about the future, right? If we say this month or this year, right now it's August, right now it's 2026. But if I said, do you have plans for this Christmas? I'm talking about the future. The Christmas that we're about to have in 5 or 6 months. Okay? These are the types of conversations that you need to know in the American accent. And I teach business English. These are really important ways to know how we talk about time. I want to point out we don't use the word this with the word day or night. We don't say this day. And we don't say this night. Do you know what we say instead for the current day or the current night? We say today and tonight. Yeah, if you said this night, it would not make sense. Okay? I have a video already about today and tonight. And I encourage you to also go back and find that one and watch it, because it's really common, the amount of students I've had over the years that say today morning, and that's not correct English, or they say yesterday night instead of last night. Today morning would be this morning. So I encourage you to go back and watch the video that talks about how we talk about today, tomorrow, and yesterday, because the wording can change, and it just sounds better if it's familiar to someone who's a native speaker, especially in the workplace. I understand mistakes happen, and I encourage all of my students to keep talking, keep communicating, keep emailing, even if you have mistakes. That's okay. But for some of my students that want to elevate their English, increase their communication skills, these are the details that come into play that I want to talk about. But today I want to talk about the month, the week, the year, the quarter. Do you know what quarter means in business? If we have the current quarter, next quarter, last quarter, we break the year into 4 parts. So quarter, or Q1, this is good to know if you're doing any business with American companies. The quarter is 4 parts of the year. There are 12 months in the year, so each quarter has 3 months. Oops, months, not moths. Okay, so Q1 is January, February, March. Q2, April, May, June. Sorry. Q3, July, August, September. And Q4, October, November, December. Right now, what quarter are we in? If you have a fiscal year of January through December, you work at a business that talks about their quarterly finances or their quarterly goals. Right now, what quarter are we in? We're midway through Q3, quarter 3. So this is good to know if we're talking about quarters. Okay, but let's look at if we're talking about next quarter, this quarter, next quarter, or the quarter after next. Let's do month, this month. Let's look at the future. This month is August. Next month, September. But if we want to talk about October, and it's currently August, we say the month after next. That's important. The month after next. All 4 words need to be in there. Now let's go backwards. This month is August. What do we call July? Last month. Not yesterday month. Not past month. I've heard that. It's last month, July. So what do we call June? The month before last. All 4 words, the month before last. So the employee began the project the month before last, and they are expected to finish by next month. These are very common phrases when you're dealing with native speakers, especially in the American business when we're talking about time. So you can do this with year, this year, next year, the year after next. You can do this with the seasons, this winter, last winter. Okay? We just don't do it with the word day. We really don't. We don't say this day or next day. We say tomorrow. I mentioned that. That's a different video. But what about if you need to go further? What if I'm talking about December or January? Or what if I'm talking in the future? Or what if I'm talking about April or March of this year? But I'm not sure. I want to be vague. I don't want to be specific. We have some phrasing we use. I'm out of whiteboards. Okay. Just a moment. We have some phrasing that we use. I need more whiteboards. Oh, and I need better erasers. So in case you're wondering, I don't plan my videos with a script. I'm giving you real natural English in one take. I'm speaking to you in a real pace, in real time, and I leave in any mistakes because I want you to see that English speakers sometimes mess up. And I also want you to hear the natural English pace. If you're watching videos where there's a script and someone has memorized it or reading, that's not going to sound natural or normal. And if you want to be exposed to the American accent, I'm really glad you're here because I'm speaking to you naturally without planning. Okay? Yeah. So what was I going to say? Oh, so we use this, we'll use year for this one, this year, 2026. What is 2027? What do we say? Next year. Okay. And what do we say about 2025? Last year. Okay. So just to review, do you remember what we say if we're talking about 2028? 4 words. The year after next. That's it. 4 words. We don't say the year after next year. We don't say that. We just say the year after next. Now, what do we say? How do we say about 2024 in the past? The year before last. Okay, this is important to know, I promise you. But what if we want to talk about it sounds so weird to say years that haven't happened yet. 2031. Or if we're talking about 2019. None of these phrases will work, okay? So usually we say like a few years. But how do we say it about the past versus the future? So let's say a few years. We could say a few years in the future. But usually American accent, we say a few years from now. In a few years from now, I might live in a different state. I don't know. In a few years from now, their children will graduate from high school. Okay? A few years from now. We're not being specific. Maybe we don't know the exact year. But in a few years from now, I want to own my own company. Okay? All right. What if we're talking about the past? 2018 or 2019 or a couple of years ago? I just gave it away. Let's do a couple of years ago. A few years ago. A couple of years ago. Now, you might have learned the word couple means two, and it often does. But in this case, if we say a couple of days ago, a couple of months ago, a couple of years ago, we could be talking about 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. The word couple can mean more than 2. Yeah, I have a couple of books on my desk. Well, if I really count, I have like 8 books on my desk. Okay, this is great. This is good to know when we're talking about the past, a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago. And if we're talking about the future, we might say a few months from now, you should apply for the job from now. All right. So I'm so glad you're here. I'm glad someone asked about this video to go into more detail, and I'm so happy you did. I'm here to help you. So let me know what you want to see. What videos do you want? What phrases or grammar or expressions do you want to know more about? And I'll make a video. Please like and share. If this is helpful, it's awesome if you subscribe and tell your friends and colleagues about it, because I really want to keep making videos every week. I really do. And the more people I can help with their English, the better. All right. Thanks for being here. I'll see you next week. Bye.